Hey everybody, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for joining us tonight on TCM as we continue our day-long tribute to Mae Clarke on Summer Under the Stars. Clarke's biggest claim to cinematic fame was getting a full grapefruit facial from James Cagney in the 1931 gangster classic, The Public Enemy. 1931 was Clarke's best year on the big screen, at least in terms of the quality of her projects. After appearing in The Public Enemy with Cagney, she made the front page for director Louis Milestone, as well as her two most significant films at Universal for director James Whale. The first, Waterloo Bridge, features Clarke giving perhaps the best performance of her career. The second is considered the granddaddy of all horror movies, and it's the movie we have up next, from 1931, also starring Colin Clive and Boris Karloff as the monster. It's Frankenstein. Frankenstein is one of those films that has become entrenched in our culture. Of course, there have been myriad remakes and sequels, but the original, with Colin Clive exclaiming, "It's alive!" still captures the imagination and continues to be essential viewing by movie fans of all ages. I don't know why I made myself incredibly uncomfortable doing that. In case you somehow don't know the story, I'll begin by clarifying a common misconception. Frankenstein was the mad scientist, not the monster. After creating his monster using parts of corpses, obviously, how else do you create a monster, Dr. Frankenstein realizes he can't control his creation once it gets loose and terrorizes his staff and the villagers. Mae Clarke plays Dr. Frankenstein's fiancée. Universal execs originally wanted Bette Davis for the role, but producer Carl Laemmle Jr. famously thought Davis lacked sex appeal, and director James Whale thought Davis was too aggressive when seeing her screen test. The monster was going to be played by Bela Lugosi, based on his success in Dracula, but Whale thought Boris Karloff would better portray the duality of the character, revealing him as a monster and a victim. In the end, the casting turned out to be absolutely perfect. Here it is, from 1931, Frankenstein. Frankenstein director James Whale said he chose our star of the day, Mae Clarke, to play Dr. Frankenstein's fiancée because of her intelligence and fervor, as well as her sincere belief that the movie would seize the public's interest. And although Clarke was excited about working with Whale and his crew again after filming Waterloo Bridge just a few months before, she didn't think it was a great part for her because she didn't have much to do. She was also self-conscious about being one of the few Americans in a predominantly European cast. But Whale did all he could do to reassure her, including working with her on her accent in rehearsals and expanding her part, even making sure she appeared in the now legendary creation scene. Up next, Mae Clarke leads John Gilbert and Robert Armstrong around by their noses in a 1933 film from director Todd Browning.